17, Luke 8 and 17, it says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." And that's right, like the Akim saying, I mean, all this stuff is coming to pass. You see it, America's starting to be revealed. People are starting to wake up, and realize that they're polluting the water, the food is not right, like the brother was saying, so all this stuff is coming abroad. All these prophecies are coming abroad, and nothing's going to be hid, nothing's going to be hid. America's constantly being uncovered, for how wicked and vile it is,
I got something for you real quick. This Isaiah 47 and 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and will not meet thee as a man. It says thy nakedness, as far as the Illuminati, as far as the history of America, everything that America has been based off, as far as the beginning of it, Freemasonry, as far as touching the Lord's chosen people. There's only one group out there, the Israelites, the true servants of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, bringing out all these atrocities that America has been done. That's the nakedness that's being shown. This place wasn't built off righteousness, it was built off wickedness. That's why it tell you in the book of Joel, the Lord said He's going to destroy Sodom and Edom, or Egypt and Edom, which is the same, America, for touching His people, for all the violence that they've done to the Israelites.
Right, and the question that should come to your mind is, who are the Lord's people? And we're here to tell you the so-called African Americans. That's the tribe of Judah, the head tribe of the nation of Israel. All right, you have the West Indians, you have the Haitians, you have all the Latina tribes from Ephraim, which are the so-called Puerto Ricans, and all the rest of the See, the Most High, we live in a time now where the Lord's going to bring all them peoples back together as one. Because right now, you look at each other as enemies, you curse out each other, you make jokes about one another, and here it is, all you live in a ghetto together. Yep. You all vibe with one another, all right? But you hate one another, that's that breach. But we're living in a time now where the Lord's going to close. With that scripture where it says, Ephraim should not envy Judah.
Oh, Isaiah.
Judah, we're living in beautiful times right now, and it starts with the elect. It starts with the elect, and ultimately, after America's destroyed, I'm sorry, brother. It's like it. After America's destroyed, we're all going to come back as one, man. Go on.
I got a scripture for you. This is Joel 3 and 19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land.
It starts from the top again?
Yep. This is Joel 3 and 19. Egypt shall be a desolation.
Egypt, America's that Egypt. This is the new Egypt. That's why over there in Washington, D.C., you have the Obelix. New York City and over there in Central Park, behind Metropolitan Museum, you got an actual Obelix from ancient Egypt that was brought over here by the Vanderbilt family and other Illuministic families.
Yeah, by the Khedive of Egypt at that time. I believe that was the 1800s, if I'm not mistaken. I can go into the data and give you the exact date. But I'll do that because you dullards out there, you don't have the brain power to do it. It was donated by the Khedive, Khedive, if I'm saying it right, of Egypt at that time. And when you go and watch it, because we did a couple of specials on that, we got to do another special on that. Go down to the Obelix down here in Central Park behind the
Metropolitan.
The Metropolitan Museum of Art. That's a good place. We should take that, brother. Go to that museum because they go into it, man. Like when you go up in there, you make that right. As soon as you go up in there, that's the Egyptian section.
Wow.
And they straight up show you, man, that they are straight up black. And then they show you other ones that are light skinned that kind of look like Ephraim. And you know that, and they say that those are the slaves, and you know that those are Israelites. Because when you see them, you see people that look real tall or dark skinned, and then you see others that look a little bit lighter or lighter than the so-called Egyptians. But anyway, that Obelix was strategically placed behind that museum. And when you go into that building, man, they are, I see we're going to have to do another thing on that. You go to the benefactors. When you walk up them stairs and you see them benefactors, man, you see them top names like the Rockefellers, the Schiffs, I believe you see the Warburgs. I mean, there's got to be like 1,000 names up there, and they always add new names to it. When you go to the top of the stairs, a newer name is up there, the Bloomberg. give them a nickel, they gotta let you in. They don't even look at you funny or nothing like that, right?
Right.
We used to go with a whole group of us, 30 of us, and I give them $1. I said, that is $1 for all 30? No problem. They don't even get mad, man.
Nope.
And then you have tourists, Edomites, that are willing to pay the full price, and the chick at the counter saying, you don't gotta pay that. You don't gotta pay that. No, we want to pay it. I said, you don't gotta pay that. No, we want to pay it. Because they get so much money from those elite bankers and those captains of industry that they really don't need the money. And they keep that thing, man, spanking new, brother. They keep that thing straight, man. It's one of the great places to go in New York. But going back to what you said about the Obelix, man, they're showing the world what they're all about. They're showing by that Obelix from Alexandria, Egypt, that actually goes back in time. When they built it, that goes back to the ancient world. Most of them buildings in New York City, as you read the scripture in Isaiah 47, right, nakedness shall be shown, meaning everybody's waking up to it. And there was even a thing on Saturday Night Live about a month ago with Jim Carrey, and he played this old guy in a wheelchair, and he said he was a high-level member of the Illuminati, and he winked his eye. And then when he did the opening monologue, he dressed up like the devil. So basically, that because it's so out there that now they figure let's just play on it, man. But you tell an average Jake out there about the Illuminati, they can't see it, man. But why are all the buildings built like obelixes, stylized obelixes, man?
Right.
They got a building, I believe it's in I don't know what part in Texas. I don't know if it's in Houston, Texas, but it's a building that is built and looks just like an owl. I mean, it has an owl's eyes, the head, and all that. And it looks just like an owl. They got another building out there in London, England, and I think the address is, if you want to jot that in, I'll go in there. If you put 30 Mary Street, it'll show you a building that looks just like a what do you call that? A pine cone, which it's symbolic for the pineal gland, where you get them you get them, the Most High deals with you through your pineal gland. You know, you have openings to see. When you open your eyes, you have openings for the spirit, which goes into your pineal gland. Our body is nothing but a receptor, a receiver, like a radio, a TV, cable, the internet, which ain't nothing but the Urim and the Thummim. All right, y'all looked it up.
I got the one that you said about the owl.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
they go to Pine.
Yeah, the one.
Right. If you put in 30 Mary Street. It's a pine cone, and they'll see it. They'll say, "Oh, that's the way you built it." They don't realize that they're showing the insiders, look, we rule this world, man.
Okay.
That's why they put that owl up there, man.
Yep. It's called the Frost Bank Tower.
Right.
Frost
What
Bank
part
Tower.
of Texas is that?
Let me double check real quick.
It might be Houston. Or
San Antonio, I believe.
It's in San Antonio, Texas.
Yep, San Antonio, downtown San Antonio.
Right, and you go there and you look at it. It looks just like an owl.
Yep.
You go down to Manhattan, what they call Midtown Manhattan and Lower Manhattan. All those buildings are built shaped like obelixes, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Empire State Building.
That's St. Mary Street in London, England. That ain't nothing but a pineal gland.
Pine. Yep.
I mean
Pine cone.
a pine cone. And the reason why they call the pineal gland, they give it that name because it resembles the pine cone. If you go to certain parks, you know how they have the bars, and on the top of them, most of them they'll have pine cones. Why would they have that? You got to be an insider, man. Why did they build a building in the shape of the owl?
Yeah.
Because because they worship the owl, which is Molech.
Yep.
That's why at the end, the last 2 weekends, the last 2 weeks of July, they go to Sonoma County out there in California.
Yep.
All those top presidents,
Senators.
senators,
Yep.
and you have leaders of other nations that go, and they're basically set up for men, and they hang out there, and then they watch the cremation of Keir, and they're bound down to a big, I think it's a 40-foot owl.
40-foot out, yeah. Yeah, yep, yep.
But they train the masses of the people, the dullards. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use the hell out of that word, man. That's why when you talk to an average person, like we was out there last night,